Good morning, students. Today again we are going to start with the chapter Heredity and Evolution. Now, today's topic are inheritance of blood groups in human beings and sex determination in human child. Now, continuing, first of all, transmission of genes, transmission of characteristic or traits to progeny. Continuing with this topic, genes are responsible for the characteristic feature or trait of an organism. For example, plants or animals. The characteristics or traits of parents are transmitted to their progeny through genes present on their chromosomes during the process of sexual reproduction. So, how the characteristics are transmitted? With the help of genes, and genes are located on the chromosomes. Okay, DNA has strands, and on strands the genes are present which are responsible for the characteristic. This is the gene which is shown. This is the double helical structure of DNA. These are the strands of DNA, and on the strands of DNA he's saying the genes are present which are the unit of heredity, which carry the characters from one generation to the next generation. Now, inheritance of blood groups. If we talk about the inheritance of blood group in human being, then going on detail, we will talk about it. Now, a person has one of the four blood group. Okay, it may be capital A, or the person has one of the four blood group. It may be blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, or blood group O. We have talked about all the different blood groups. Okay, this blood group system is controlled by a gene which has three different forms denoted by the symbols IA, IB, and IO. The gene A, IA, and IB show that no dominance over each other, means both are equally dominant, but they are dominant over gene IO. Okay, so means gene IO is recessive in nature. Although there are three genes forms for blood, but any one person can have only two of them. So the blood group of a person depend on which two forms of the gene he possesses. As we know, the chromosomes are paired, so the blood group may have genes in pairs like this. So this is the genotype of blood group A. IA means having blood group A. IAIO is also having blood group A. Similarly, we talk about blood group B. So blood group B has IBIB or IBIO. As we know, blood group A and B are dominant, so they express their characteristic both in homogametic or heterogametic condition. Okay. Now continuing further, if we talk about the blood group genotype AB, then it is IAIB is blood group AB, and for blood group O it is IOIO. Okay. As we know, blood group O is recessive in nature, so it will be expressed in homogametic condition. Now, next is the sex determination in human beings. How the sex determination take place in human beings? A person can have male sex or female sex. The process by which the sex of a person is determined is called the sex determination. Genetics is involved in the determination of the sex of a person. Okay, so genetics or heredity can be used for knowing the sex of the child. So, the mechanism by which the sex of an individual is determined as it begins life is called sex determination. The chromosomes which determine the sex of a person are called sex chromosomes. There are two types of sex chromosome. One is called X chromosome and another is known as the Y chromosome. Now, if we talk about mother, mother has both XX chromosome and father has X and Y chromosome. Now, this X chromosome, if we keep one fixed and another combining with the two, so XX will be the girl child and XY will be the boy child. Similarly, taking another XX will be the girl child and XY will be the boy child. Okay. Now, sex determination in child and human beings, he's saying that there are two different types of sexes, that is the male and the female. Now, so it is natural to find its confounding as form which sex the baby inherit that result in the sex of the child. There are several other procedures followed to determine the sex of newborn baby. Based on the environmental signals, the sex of a baby can be determined. In a few animal species, temperature play a major role in sex determination. In other animals like snail, it is possible to change sex as they are not genetically processed. In human being, the sex of the child is genetically determined. In other words, the genes which are inherited from the parents decide the sex of the child. Now we know that humans have 23 pair of chromosomes. Out of these 23 pairs, 22 pairs are autosomes which control the body characters, and only one pair is the sex chromosome which determine the sex of the child. Both male and female carry two set of sex chromosome. Male has one X and one Y set of chromosome in which both are active, and female has both XX sex chromosome in which one is active. So XY sex determination system is found in human, mammals and in some insects and in few plant species. All children will inherit an X chromosome from their mother despite whether they are a boy or a girl. Thus the sex of the children will be determined by the type of chromosome inherited from the father. Now, a child who inherits Y chromosome will be a boy and who inherit X chromosome will be a girl. And he is saying that there are 50-50% chance of having male or female child. As we can see with the help of the cross, which I'll show you now. This is the cross. The father has two type of chromosome setup, X and Y, and mother has XX. Both the chromosomes are same, and the gametes formed by the reproductive cells in the father, these are X and Y, they get separated, and in mother these are X and X. Now the zygote formed after the fusion of the gamete. Now this X can combine this with this X, then it will be a female child. This can combine with this X, again it will be a female child. This X can combine with the Y, then it will be a male child. And he's saying this X can combine this X can combine with this Y, again it will be a male child. So there is 50-50 probability of having female or the male child. Okay. This is the cross which explains about the sex determination in human beings.